Welcome to a special edition of Litter Media Live. I'm Dan Ramey, and with me in studio here today is Dan DeGarmo. And Dan, you've got a mission that you're going to be exhibiting here this week, helping the folks down in Kentucky. We're going to talk about this and more coming up in just a moment. This special edition is presented by our friends at McDonald's.
Archway of Opportunities is a scholarship program. It can include the crew members and it can include managers. The scholarship is $2,500 for crew members and it's $3,000 for managers. For my store alone, we've had $35,000 go out just in 1 year. And for all 7 of our stores, we had $66,000 in scholarship funds.
As we mentioned, again, Dan DeGarmo joining us. He is with Double D's Auction House, also the church at Chillicothe, and you are involved with some humanitarian efforts this week, thanks to the unfortunate tragedy that occurred down in Kentucky this week.
That's correct. So I have a little experience that prompted this. Back in 2005 when I was in Canada preaching for a church is when Hurricane Katrina hit. And all I could see was the pictures and the devastation on TV. And I just had this gut instinct to get out and go and help. I didn't know what to do. I was going to fill my Ford Expedition up with water and drive down to Louisiana and just give it to people and come home. That ended up turning into a much bigger project than I ever anticipated. And so having done this before, my hope was to fill up a box truck or two here locally and then head down to an area that got hit really hard by the tornado, but you really don't see it on TV because everyone's focused on ground zero there in Mayfield, and distribute to, we got in connection with a church down there. We're going to distribute everything and then have them take care of actually getting it into the hands of the people that need it.
This can be a huge undertaking. A lot of folks don't realize that when they start, much like you said in your previous experience. Mm-hmm. And once you get involved, so many people, their hearts just pour out and they want to help in some fashion. So it's important to have someone who will be the vehicle to make that happen. And you've had a bunch of people jump on board.
Absolutely. I mean, it started with last week. Hey, let's go ahead and I've got the equipment at the auction house. Let's fill up the equipment at the auction house, the box trailer, the box truck, the van, and head down. And it just kind of went a little viral online locally. I'm getting calls and texts and even beyond locally, people wanting to help. And I love that. But what I learned from the previous experience in helping during Hurricane Katrina is there has to be some parameters and some logistics that are managed. Otherwise, it's a disaster. So hopefully when we get to Wednesday morning, at 9 o'clock, all of the equipment is loaded. We're all safe and ready to hit the road and distribute it on Wednesday.
Now, when we last talked with Dan, you were getting ready to go down to Dallas, Texas to help with Glenn Beck's Mercury One Event to raise money for their humanitarian efforts they do, not just here in the United States, but worldwide with what they're doing.
Yes.
They have reached out to you.
They did.
And
actually, on my way over here this morning, I got a text from the executive director of Mercury One. And so when this interview is over, we'll have a conversation and see what their interest is in helping.
Yeah, in our longtime radio relationship with Glenn Beck over the years, we've seen how Mercury One has operated in such a fashion to help reach out.
Absolutely.
And their listeners respond greatly. So we're hoping that our efforts here today will help also maximize what you're trying to do to help.
I know my limitations, and I'm not, fully equipped to do something major. But if I can do something small, I think I can manage something small. So I'm trying to operate within the parameters of my limitations in organizing something and fulfilling something. And having done it before, I think I can do it on a somewhat of a limited basis. Mm-hmm. So
I saw your post over the weekend, and I extended an invitation to have him come on and talk about this because while you are going to make it a small operation, this operation still needs some organization. So you have it plotted out what you plan to do Tuesday, what you plan to do Wednesday, and what to do when you get there.
I do. So on Tuesday at my auction house at 2000 Western Avenue, we're opening up all the equipment. And from 10 to 6, me and the guys that work for me will be there helping people load up their stuff. So you got a full day, all day Tuesday. In fact, I've already had people come today, this morning, and drop stuff off. So we'll be in and out today at the shop. If you want to bring something by today, we'll make sure it gets on the truck or the trucks. I have a 26-foot U-Haul on hold. If it gets a little too big, then across the street, I'll go over to Preston's, bring the 26-foot U-Haul over, and we'll have that kind of space to fill up. I don't know what to expect tomorrow. I'm trying to set it up so that we're prepared if we have an overwhelming response. It's been shared several hundred times on Facebook. I don't know what that will turn out to as far as how many people will show up and with how much stuff. But tomorrow we will fill the trucks. Wednesday we will leave in the morning around 9 o'clock. We'll get down there. We're heading straight to a church. We'll unload everything. Our church is going to receive it. And that church is equipped to get it out to the needs of the folks in Bowling Green, Kentucky. That's where we're headed. Yeah, we're not going to Mayfield. I'm just not qualified, and we don't have the resource. I'm just not. That's too big for me.
And the Red Cross,
yeah, absolutely
probably handling that, and National Guard and everything else.
I have some good friends that live in the Bowling Green, Kentucky area, and saw pictures of the terrible devastation to their communities and their neighborhoods. I know there's a need there, and I'm going to maybe where the TVs aren't, the news reporters are not, and to try to help some folks there. That's the plan. Yeah.
Now, in the description here on this post, you can see what that plan is for Tuesday and Wednesday, but also what items you're looking for.
Yep, I got to get the phone.
Dan's his contact information. All that is in this post, but what sort of things do you need?
So I have a lot of people asking me about clothes. No clothes. We're not going to take any clothes down. But here's what we do need. Non-perishable foods, toiletries, water, food, gas cards. I have cash here, and one of the things that's important to me is my integrity and my reputation. So I will have a full accounting, how much cash we leave with, how much cash, if any, we'll return with, where every dollar goes, okay? So if you do want to give cash, I'll take it, and I will give a full accounting for it when I get back. New pillows, sleeping bags, blankets, paper towels, toilet paper, baby wipes, disinfectant wipes, cleaning supplies. So the basic needs that you would have if someone came and ransacked your home and completely took everything, what would you need? That's the kind of stuff we need to put on these trucks, and we need to take down there and give to the folks here just days after they've lost everything.
And if you can't find those items, then certainly cash or, like you said, gas cards.
Sure, absolutely.
That would be very helpful for the folks in that community. I was thinking about this in church yesterday, and I know a lot of people probably discussed it in their church services, but you see a community our size that has just been hit. I thought about the deaths that occurred, and you don't know if the funeral homes have been hit also. How do you help people get through so that they can make it? And this is not going to be an overnight fix. No, it is something that goes on for months and in some instances years. And we have seen all too well tornado damage in our community over the years, and just imagine what it's like down there.
If we can go down there and drop off the supplies and then go out into the communities, and it'll be Wednesday evening, and meet some people face to face, hug them, pray with them, bless them with maybe a financial gift. I'd have no idea where this will be led and where I will go, but having done this before, I know there will be people who are going to be outside cleaning up their yards, and all I want to do is to serve the people down there. I don't expect to fix this stuff, It's just a matter of trying to be the hands and the feet of Jesus to folks that are hurting, and went through some terrible things.
This is what we're supposed to do.
That's it.
So making the effort to go to this portion of Kentucky. Of course, those tornadoes hit in Missouri, they hit in Tennessee, Kentucky, and parts of Indiana, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So if you can help, the information is right here in this post, and reach out to Dan, and his people will try and get this organized as best they possibly can. And if you can bring a box truck yourself.
Absolutely.
Maybe you've collected something.
Sure.
You can join in the caravan.
Sure. Yeah. I've had some other folks reach out to me and say, I'm going to be there Wednesday morning with my truck and trailer, and we're going with you. So I don't know how big this will get. I don't really care how big it gets. I hope it doesn't get too big, but let's go down there. Let's represent Chillicothe and Ross County and minister to the folks that need it. This is a great opportunity for our community.
God has a way of blessing in these times of tragedy. Are you prepared to make a second trip if that becomes necessary?
Yes, I'm not one to tell God no. Yeah. If we go down there and my eyes hit some and see some things where I think we could help down the road, January, February, even if we get a crew of some folks that can do construction work and go down and meet some people that might need some help to rebuild. Yeah, absolutely. I'm down. Yeah. I'm down.
Once again, you can reach Dan at the phone number that is right here in this post. And, of course, we will kind of keep an eye on you, too, to see how
Appreciate
things are
that.
going.
I'll try to get some updates online on Facebook. And for all the people that pray out there, pray for us.
Yeah,
please.
Absolutely.
Please.
Brother Dan DeGarmo and the folks at Double D's. And if you can help, again, all the information is right here in this post. Thanks again to McDonald's for helping us with this special edition of Litter Media Live.
Thanks, Dan.